All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Another live quarantine special over here at VPI Industries. Hope everybody's staying nice and safe. This is Matt Weisfeld of VPI, and today we're going to look at a couple of things. We're going to be looking at a prime signature and all the fun things you can do with it. Now, again, I kind of like the idea of doing this live because yeah, professional videos are phenomenal. Actually, I see Best Navarra popping on, and he does a fantastic job of really polished off professional videos. But when it comes to setup stuff and things like this, I like to do it live, because it makes it a little more organic and more natural, and B, also just so you can see how it naturally is, so that if I have a problem or I make a mistake, then you can see where you might make a mistake. Or even better, maybe I'll see something and be like, oh, geez, this is really a pain. I can't believe we're letting customers do this. I had no idea it was this difficult. And I can do that all for you to share in all of that joy and everything. And again, folks, if you missed this, if you missed this, you're not hearing my voice now anyway. But regardless, after this live stream is all done, I will save it, post it to our YouTube page, and keep going from there. And no, this is not the Harry cutting board. It's in this room. I was about to turn to it, but man, my office is a mess. But that's around as well. So here are the things. I looked at what everybody asked for, what they'd like to see live streamed. Ted Denny, while I appreciated your recommendation, I don't think Facebook would let me do that suggestion that you made for the next video. But totally loving the thought and creativity. So what we're going to do now, gang, is I'm going to show you all quickly how to adjust VTA. And then we are going to change our arm. I messed up. I meant to do it where I was going to swap between a 3D unipivot arm and just a standard 3D gimbal arm. But I guess I was feeling that upgrade because I accidentally grabbed the Fat Boy. I didn't take the counterweight with me, but still, you will get the idea. So first I'm going to quickly show you all a little closer look at how to adjust your VTA. So when setting it, and of course you need the counterweight, so we'll start with that. So you have your counterweight. Now we put a thumb screw on top. Now we used to use a set screw, and the set screw still does a tighter job of locking it in, but that's a pain because when you have a set screw in there and you want to go loosen it or adjust it, where the heck is my Allen wrench? I happen to have one here, but not everybody has an Allen wrench ready to rock and roll. So we have this. This is a 160 gram counterweight. And actually, someone made a suggestion about doing a video about different cartridges and the compliance and what arms they work with. Definitely give that some thought. That's a great idea, something to think about for a future video. And so we're just going to keep rock and rolling with this. We're going to show you to put the counterweight on nice and easy. It just slides on. Then once you have it where you like it to be, you just tighten that guy up, and you're good to go. Now, 3D arms these are hand sanded, so they are not as close in tolerance as with the metal arms. So, or rather with the metal backstocks. So just keep that in mind when tightening and everything. But for this purpose of showing the VTA, I'm not going to keep the counterweight on here just because I don't have a cartridge. So if I have this counterweight on here, the second I take this off, my arms will go flying, and I don't want to do that. So let me loosen this guy. Take it off. And so when dealing with the VTA, there's our VTA on the fly, and I'll bet you're asking, but Matt, where'd your anti-skate go? And, brutal honesty, we are taking every part we can because some of our suppliers are closing down. And while we're not worried, this one is one of our static ones, so it just got stolen there. Now, I have my cartridge. I'm all set, pretending I don't have anything on here, but I want to adjust my VTA. Now, as rule of thumb for VPI, we always recommend setting your arm parallel to begin with. And then from there, you can adjust the height, making it higher or lower. We personally like it a little higher in the back. Now, if you have a USB microscope, you can always check the angle of the cartridge itself, which is where all the action's happening. But not everybody has that, the know-how, or even the ability to do that. So for this purposes, I'm going to set this parallel. But just to show you, to set your VTA, I'm going to loosen the thumb screw on that side. Then over here, I'm going to loosen this thumb screw. Oh, I just tightened it. Then loosen that, and just like that, guys. It's so easy. Up and down. So I can raise and lower it. Now, these increments here, they're not set as a specific thing. That's really for you. So that way, if you have your VTA set to 70 and you want to change your VTA for different records as far as the thickness, you can set it where, okay, I like it at 70 for one type of record, Let's adjust it to 80 for another type. Now, we do suggest if you're going to go more than a half a turn, then you do want to probably check your VTF, your vertical tracking force. If you're doing a slight incremental, I mean, yeah, it should, but it's not going to be the end of the world. If you're making if I'm going from 10 to maybe 5, that's not going to be like a life-changing change. But if I'm going from, let's say, 10 and I'm going all the way over to 80, yeah, you're going to whip out that stylus force gauge again and double check how much pressure you actually have on there. But, oh, I just got a text message. Nice. So that is how you adjust your VTA. Not that intimidating or scary at all. And from there, what we're going to do is, oh, hey, I just got this brand new Gimbal Fat Boy tone arm. How do I put it on? And I'm sure it seems intimidating and scary at first when you look at it, going from a unipivot to gimbal, because for most turntable designs, it's really not easy to swap it. But in this case, it is. And I sure hope that it's going to be that easy, because I'm saying it. And again, I did not test it all out, although I do know it's pretty easy. So with the unipivot point with VPI, when you look at it, you're going to have one of 2 points. You're either going to have one that's like this with no nut underneath, or the older ones have a bit of a nut there. And if you look close to the point, you'll notice that the point is a little bit scuffed up, and that's just to make ground for the tone arm. So if you ever see scuff on the point, that's on purpose, just so that there's raw metal touching the female bearing, to have grounding and no hum. So to take this one out, where is it? Where did my set screw go? Here we go. I am going to loosen the set screw back here. I dropped it. This is a little difficult while holding the phone. So I'm loosening and taking out this set screw, which locks it in. And then either this is going to turn. Nope, we had superhuman strength on this, so no problem. I'm just going to put the Allen wrench in here and... Okay, I'm going to show you that I'm going to put the phone down just for 1 second, the camera rather, so I can do it. So I put it in here. I'm going to use the wrench to actually torque it. So hang loose. Let me just put this down for 1 second with 2 hands. Oh my God, who the heck tightened this? There we go. Nope. Got it. Okay, so I'll show you what I did. Once I had 2 hands, it wasn't that bad. So I took the Allen wrench and I used that to turn the pivot point. And now I can use my hand to unscrew it. And I've just removed. Say hi, Jane.
Hi.
And she's running away. Hi. Bye. And just like that, I've taken out my bearing. So with my gimbal, I should have taken this nut off first. I'm doing pretty good with one hand, though. I think I'm doing pretty good. So whether it's a standard VPI gimbal arm or a Fat Boy gimbal arm, I can now take this guy and drop it in. Just realizing, I hope I grabbed the 10-inch one. Yes, I did. Okay, we're good. So I just dropped this in, and now I'm going to take the nut here, and right underneath, I'm going to tighten this guy up. Again, I'm going to put the phone down for 1 second, because this is difficult with one hand. So I'm now just tightening up the nut. Okay, well, now that I have it on, I can show you. See, I'm just tightening up this nut. Yeah, I definitely need a camera stand next time. Well, I was going to grab someone, but everyone's doing such a good job working out there. So just like that, folks, I just changed to a Fat Boy gimbal tone arm on my Prime Signature, which is actually turning out to be a real favorite combination with the Prime Signature. We're noticing a lot of orders of people getting a Uni or gimbal Fat Boy with the Prime Signature just as standard. But wait a minute, Matt. My Fat Boy won't stay on the armrest. That's because the former arm that was on there has a thinner diameter in the shaft. So I'm going to put this guy over here on the side, and let's turn this, and we're going to loosen removing this armrest. Then we have another armrest, which comes standard with the Fat Boy. Larger armrest. Just going to drop it right in. And nice and simple, I've now changed my armrest, and I'm good to go. Then the counterweight, which I don't have on with me, I forgot to grab it, just slides right in the back and has a set screw that goes right into that little notch there. And we have successfully mounted a gimbal tone arm right onto our prime signature. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that quick little live stream. I figured I'd make this one a little extra informative and instructional. I'll definitely have to have, well, I mean, again, everyone's working so hard out there. I didn't want to steal anybody for the live stream. And again, hoping everyone's staying safe. We have sent a bunch of our folks home. Well, a bunch, like we're such a large company, but essentially Harry and Mike are staying home now just in case, to stay nice and healthy, and everyone's washing their hands and being safe, and I hope everyone else is doing the same over there. We are still open. We are still, oh, you missed it, Joe? Well, you can just start from the beginning. And actually, really, realistically, it is easy to change back. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, the older VTA bases, the bearing hole is actually a little larger. No problem. When you get a Fat Boy, we actually give you an adapter that drops right in with no problem to mount it on, be it an older VTA base or a newer VTA base. And that's how we swap out our tone arms. And yeah, so again, we're still open. The VPI Direct site is in full swing, and that's just going until the state of New Jersey closes us down. So far, no word of it yet. And we're just going to keep building and supporting. And everybody make sure to please send us emails. The phones have been a little nuts. And we're just going to stay safe and keep listening to music. I'm Matt Weisfeld for VPI Industries. And see you guys next time for the next live stream. And stay tuned for some e-events, which we'll be doing at the VPI house at a later time. Take care.